Hey everyone, this is Knight, and this is your midnight class. This video, we're going to go through the infinite use ranged weapons. These things are by far one of the most useful weapons you'll ever have because they are both ranged and they use no ammo. So each and every one of them is very much so worth keeping. So let's go ahead and jump right on into this, alright? So number one. First thing you'll probably ever find for an infinite use ranged weapon is the enchanted boomerang. As you can see, it has a very good far reach. It has 13 damage, very fast speed if you can actually get it to come back in time. You can throw it and run, but it will come back. It won't go through doors or walls, but if you throw it and then close the door, it'll go through the door to get back to you. It's decent for a start off, especially when you find it first off. It's a very good one, and for later on, you're going to want to keep this weapon. And once again, you can find it in normal chests, and I myself didn't use it too much. Tosh used the one that we found, but they are very, and I mean very common to find. I'm surprised we didn't find more often. So now we're going to jump to the next one. The Balo Hurt. It's a very good weapon. It does 15 damage, slow speed. Once again, depends on how far away you throw it. It's affected by gravity, so if you can toss it over a wall, it'll go down and clean anything on the other side. You can get it from breaking a shadow orb, or it's a kind of a rare drop from the Eater of Worlds. And it can go through multiple enemies. You can throw it, hit someone, and then when it comes back, it has a chance to hit them again. So it can do some pretty good damage. Next thing we got is the Harpoon. It does 15 damage. Once again, it says slow speed, but it depends on how far away you are from your target. For instance, we're going to aim at this door. Yeah, that's some pretty freaking fast speed, especially when you get closer. Yeah, that's pretty fast. But, once again, just like the Balo Hurt, the Harpoon, same damage, same speed rate, fires, and comes down. It does not drag your opponents closer, but it does have a greater, farther reach. However, arching, you have to put into account. The lag between your fire and it having to come back, and we want to fire up there and let's say we want to kill anything down there. Yeah, a little useful. Tunneling. You can get it from a goblin army. It's a rare drop, and if you don't have a Balo Hurt, this'll do for you. It's a useful one. I used it a couple of times myself, but shortly after I got it, I got this next weapon, the Thorn Chakram. Thorn Chakram does 25 damage and has very fast speed. It goes out, comes right back. It ricochets off of surfaces and then comes right back to you, and it does good 25 damage. You can craft this with 40 jungle roses and 30 stingers. So you have to find your underground jungle in order to craft this beauty. It can ricochet quite hectically through small corridors, as I'm about to display here. Good way of clearing out anything that's in a hallway. So it's a very useful weapon. Next thing we're going to jump up to is the Blue Moon. Blue Moon can only be found in dungeons. It is the same thing as the Balo Hurt, same, slow speed, but has double the damage. It also adds just a wee bit of light to your hopes. I used it very rarely because I still kind of stuck with the Thorn Chakram because its ability to actually go a farther distance and ricochet off of multiple enemies. So the Blue Moon I really didn't use too often myself. Now we're going to come around to the next weapon. Potato chip mushroom. Come around to the next weapon. You remember that enchanted boomerang? Well, after you get down to hell, you're going to want to take that enchanted boomerang and 15 hellstone bars and craft a flamerang. With 32 damage and fast speed and the ability to light up around you, you almost can't tell the difference in its range, but it definitely hits a lot harder and it lights up. Makes it very useful for exploring around in caves and such. But not the best of the infinite use weapons, but it's very useful. It's 3 o'clock in the morning here. The next one is one that I use and abuse. It is the most powerful infinite use weapon, like a sword or any of these. It is the most powerful, even more so than the flaming greatsword. It's the Sun Fury. It is an extremely rare drop from a bone serpent, and it's extremely, I can't even stress on how extreme it is. It is an extremely rare drop from Skeletron. But this weapon can wreak havoc, destroying enemies in one swing sometimes. Hit a zombie, comes back, wipes them out dead. You can hurl it off a cliff. It lights up very brightly when you throw it into a cave. And the fact that it does 40 damage a swing is insane. You can wipe out whole herds, take out masses of enemies. Lacks range, but like the fiery greatsword, it can deal a lot of damage in a single hit, but if you use it wrong, you're not going to really benefit from it unless you're like, like that, or use a couple of nice good ninja moves. Throw it over and hit him and have it come back and hit him, and it'll bounce him back, and you can throw it again, hit him again. It's a very, very good weapon. I use it quite often. I use and abuse it, like I said before. And it's a useful one. And seeing on how this video is a little short, we're gonna go ahead and show you something else. We got, might as well, since they are infinite use. Let's go ahead and give him another one. Hi. Might as well cram something in this because it's only 7 minutes long. It's like shit. We had a 30-minute long video, 20-minute long video, now a 7-minute long video. So we might as well show this one. It's the breathing rod. Not very useful for you folks. But if there's an empty space, it can't be dirt, or it can't be stone, or anything. It has to be an empty space. It can be an empty space inside of a wall. So you can go through a wall into an empty space, and you can collect air. But the breathing rod enables you to last twice as long underwater, and if the end of that pipe is above water, you breathe and you get your air back. So it's useful if you're gonna go any kind of water cave diving kind of thing. When you go into a water cave, it's a very useful item to have. I keep it on me just in case, because so many times have I had difficulty actually getting out. Excuse me. Many times have I had difficulty getting out of water because of mobs. Something like this would have saved me if I could just even get a peek at the surface with it, or use use my molten pickaxe to just pick one block and then just stick this in the hole. That'd have saved me. But it's not so easy to find, but when you find it, it's something actually worth keeping. So don't just toss it away at a moment's notice. So the next thing we got here. So whoopee cushion, prepare to be annoyed. I'm just clicking along. That's all this thing does, is you just click it, and click it, and click it, and you fart, and you're still farting. You can move around and jump, and you can still fart. This can annoy people on servers, so be nice. Don't annoy the F out of them. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. Next item is something I suggest heavily. If you get a hook from a skeleton and put it with, I think it was a chain, you get a hook shot kind of an item. But if you combine the hook shot with three vines, and I think it was 40 jungle roses again. I'm not sure. I think. You get the Ivy Whip. Ivy Whip is a very useful item. It's a must for every player. You want to carry it with you all the time. It's got a special space right here for it. Or actually it's right there. It's got a special space right there because it is so useful for getting out of caves so fast. You basically hang out in the middle of wherever you attached, and you can keep reattaching vines to shift your position. Stick over there, or you can stick over there, stick up there, or you can be like Spider-Man and just chill out in the middle of nowhere. Bad thing about this thing is when you're hanging out there, you can't turn around and face an opponent, although you can fire a weapon in that general direction. But with a sword, whichever direction you're facing is the direction you're swinging. And you can't change direction using your digital pad or your controls. I'm using a controller for my controlling. But it's a good one. Still yawning. It's a must for any person who plays this game. You just press jump and it releases. Same thing with the old hook shot. But it's definitely something you have to invest in. It is a must. I'll also jump into this one too. This here is an orb of light. Ta-da! It's basically a small source of light that will follow you around. However, you can outrun it. So if it gets too far away, it'll just automatically spawn right next to you. It takes 40 mana, or as far as I remember. Now it takes 30. Sweet. 30 mana to cast it. Then you'll have it. And it'll last a good bit. I don't know exactly how long it'll last, but it'll last you a good bit and follow you around and light up your tunnels. This item I carry around as well, but if you're wearing molten armor, not so much needed, because just the swinging of your molten pickaxe, or the swinging of the Muramasa, or the Sun Fury, or the Flame Lash, or the Molten Axe, or any of the light up weapons, it kind of makes the Orb of Light a little unnecessary. But for someone who likes to wear the now jungle shirt and jungle suit and everything, it's kind of nice to have, so that you're not in the dark and screwed and forced to have to switch to a weapon and just swing it around just to look. But it's a decent weapon. Now the next guide we go through will be armor sets and accessories. And after that, that's pretty much it, because pickaxes just get, it's basic. There you go. Pickaxes and molten hammer axes and such. Like when you get to meteorites and hellstone, you'll get the ham axe, which is a combination of the two, which saves you inventory space. It's an axe and a hammer all in one. But next up we'll do accessories and armor and what bonuses the armors can give you. So you guys take it easy, take care. You've done your midnight stunny. This is Night Force. You guys take it easy.